Hi there, everybody. You're traveling with Jack, and as always, my heavenly wife, Pam. Let me put it up there close so you can see her. She was a beauty. And tonight, it's part of our grief journey, is what our travels are on this particular video that we're doing this evening. And I want to first of all answer a question that somebody, it was a legitimate question. They asked me about my little placard that I wear around my neck. And they said, "Do you wear it all the time?" And I said, "No, I don't wear it all the time. I mean, I don't wear it to work or things like that. But I tell you what I did. Excuse me. I actually had these made up for Pam's birthday. Some of you may recall I had 100 of these cards made up. It's also got a little information on the back about Pam and her birthday. And I had 100 of them made up, along with $105 gift cards to a local coffee shop on her birthday. And I told the coffee shop, I said, give out those cards along with the gift cards to the first 100 people so we can celebrate Pam's birthday. I wasn't there to hand them out. I just had them do it. And so that's where they came from, and it was a lot of fun. But the other reason that I have this placard that I carry around a lot with me is when I'm out on walks or hikes or something like this, or maybe I'm at a sporting event. Well, not much of that going on right now. We're in the middle of the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. But the reason I do it is it may sound silly, but it's kind of like I'm taking her with me because we walked and hiked all the time. We've talked about it before. We fished together. We golfed together. We were just everything together. And so I like wearing this and having her with me, and she's close to my heart is what it is. Will I do it forever? Probably not. But I'm still in my first year of the grief journey, 10 months in now. And I don't know, it's just kind of nice. The other thing it does too, and I'm sure some of you face this, is we're out and say we're taking a walk and we're all alone. It's not necessarily true, but sometimes I get the feeling of people going, "Oh, look, he's all by himself, doesn't have anybody." I kind of like having this because sometimes people ask me about it. And I go, "Yeah, I had a beautiful wife for 37 and a half years. We had a great life together, and then she had to go to heaven." So it can also be a little bit of a conversation starter, and sometimes you meet new people and things like that. So I just wanted to answer that question that some of you have asked about, and maybe you might do it for yourself. It's it's not for everybody, but maybe it could be for you. And I like it, and I keep it in the car with me as well. But on to the topic I really wanted to discuss tonight was about triggers. And do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, if you've lost a husband or wife, you probably do. It's those little things that can come up in the day, the night, or whenever that are a trigger to the emotions that make us we just start crying. Maybe it's, and in all the grief support groups and online stuff, you all read about, it can be a song on the radio, it can be an event, something like that. And it is true. The silly thing that happened to me tonight, on my dinner break, I'm in between newscasts at the TV station. I had on episode of The Office through Netflix. I'm watching it. And it's the episode where Jim and Pam are trying to wait until midnight. Pam is insistent upon waiting till midnight to get to the hospital to have the baby so she can have 2 nights in the hospital. And of course, her name being Pam, he's Jim, not Jack, but Jim and Pam, kind of close to Jack and Pam. It started me down that road of thinking about when our 2 children were born. And at first, I thought I was going to cry a little bit. And then I realized, no, let's not focus on the our loss, which in my case was Pam, and in your case could have been Bob or Jerry or Joanne or whomever you lost. Let's not focus on the loss. Let's focus on the joy we had in that moment. Let's take that trigger that wants to make us cry and let it make us smile. Because I immediately did start thinking about our first son when Eric was born. It was a circus, I got to tell you. It was the day after Thanksgiving. I was actually out of town. I got back just in time. Pam was waiting. She refused to go to the hospital until I got there. And then when we got there, her regular doctor was on vacation, so they brought in a retired gentleman. He was probably in his 70s. he also had one arm that was a little deformed because he'd had polio as a child, and he only had one leg, but he was wearing cowboy boots, and he was a cowboy. And so I started thinking about that memory, and it, instead of making me cry, it made me smile and laugh. Yeah, I wish Pam was here to tell the story, because she could tell it better. But again, it's a good memory. It's a trigger, but I don't want to let it be a sad trigger. I don't want to focus on the fact she's not here, but let's focus on that was a time she was here, and we had a great time. And then it made me focus, too, on when Hannah was born. We had a almost Michael Scott moment. If you've seen the episode, Michael Scott was to be there right in the middle of the action. And I never forget when Hannah was born. This was in Santa Maria, California. And my news director at the TV station, a super wonderful guy, still a dear friend, John Pilios. He was the first person that showed up. He walks in the room right after Pam has given birth. And Pam, I never forget, she goes, "Why is he here right now?" Well, Johnny was just excited. He wanted to let everybody back at the station know that we'd had a beautiful baby girl. So again, those were cases of where triggers, while, yes, I'm sad she's not here, but wow, it was another beautiful memory that we had together. And I think she still has it too in heaven. And I know I've got it here on earth. And yeah, I may be about to cry right now, but it's an okay cry. It really is. And that's something we've talked about before. Don't be afraid to cry. And I realize the vast majority of people I talk to are women. And in my online group, I think I'm the only guy out of over 200 people in the online grief support group, because guys just don't talk. But hey, I'm an anomaly. I like to talk. I think that's why Pam and I were such a good fit. She loved to talk and meet people as well. So I guess the message is, when you face those triggers, and we know they're out there, don't go to the dark space. Don't immediately just feel really sad and cry, but think about, well, okay, this trigger that I'm having, yeah, it makes me sad that I'm not able to do it again. But wow, it was a lot of fun when we did have it, right? Because let's face it, Pam and I weren't going to have any more kids, not at this point in life, so I'm not going to get sad about the fact we're not going through childbirth again together. I'm sad she's not here, but I'm so happy for that memory. And I'm so happy we had that opportunity to raise two beautiful, beautiful kids who've had successful lives, or they're on the way to successful lives. Our son finished college a few years ago. He's now married, has a great job. Our daughter Hannah graduated, didn't come back home. No living in the basement for her, for either kid. And she got a great job. It was at the Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina. Unfortunately, she did just get laid off because of COVID-19. And they said her job's going to be eliminated. And I thought, oh God, can it get any worse? And then I thought, no, it can get better. We'll turn this into a positive, right? We will. Hannah will get a bigger and better job out of all this. So that's about it, guys. I just wanted to check in with you and talk a little bit about those triggers. So let's keep that in mind and turn those triggers into happy moments. We'll be sad that they're not here, but happy about the moment and what that trigger is, okay? Thanks again. Be sure, as always, have your friends, your neighbors, anybody you can think of. I'd love for them to subscribe to the channel. Maybe I can do this full-time someday, okay? You're traveling with Jack and Pam. You guys have a great day and a better tomorrow. Bye now.